Good evening, groovy citizens, and happy, satisfying Saturday. I hope and pray that you all were able to get up today, get out, do all the things that you needed to do, and hopefully you're back in the house relaxing. And or if you're getting ready to go out, y'all know the drill, you know the spiel. Just be careful, okay? Be careful where you're going, who you're hanging with, all that other good stuff. Just be careful, okay? Because I love you all and I want you to be safe. So today has been a very overcast day. It's a little on the chilly side. In fact, I started this video and I had to go redo it, so I'm gonna get my jacket because I need to run to the store when I finish doing this video. And I was not prepared. It's 56 degrees, but it sure doesn't feel like it. Oh, but we have some nice days coming next week, so I'm excited about that. As a matter of fact, I heard on the radio that it's going to drop down to like 30s or something later on tonight. So I don't know what tomorrow's going to be like. I haven't looked yet, but tomorrow's Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. Depends on what you want to call it. So it's going to be a great day regardless of the temperature. Now, before I jump into today's topic, you guys, I am watching the series. Now, I didn't think it was a series. That's why it pays to read. But it's a series on Netflix, and it's called The Night Agent. Now, I'm probably behind, and that's okay. As long as I see it, doesn't matter when. And I mean, this is really good. It's about an FBI agent. His name is Peter Sutherland. And he's thrown into a vast conspiracy about a mole at the highest levels of the United States government. So to save the nation, he plunges into a desperate hunt for the traitor while protecting ex-CEO Rose Larkin from the people who murdered her aunt and uncle. So far I've only watched episode 1, which is called The Call. And this is how everything gets kicked off. The young lady staying with her aunt and uncle. She's realized she had to file bankruptcy. And the aunt and uncle like, oh, you can stay with us as long as you need to. And she goes to sleep and she hears talking. So she wakes up and she realizes that her aunt and uncle are talking. They're like, well, what about this? What about that? What about the other? Because you can't really hear them. They're kind of whispering. And she goes to turn on the lamp next to the bed and the light won't come on. And she looks at the phone, I think on the nightstand, and realizes there's no power. So she goes downstairs and she's like, what's going on? There's no power, this, that, and the third. And they give her this piece of paper and they say, go to the neighbor's house down the street and dial this number. And when you dial this number, give them this code. And she's like, what? Because all this time she thought they were like financial planners or something. She had no idea what kind of work they really did. And so she makes it to the neighbor's house and she sees this man. And so she gets into the neighbor's house. They're not home and she's hiding. And this guy that she calls, which is called, the night agent, she calls him and she gives him the code and she's like, I have no idea what's going on and blah, blah, blah. And he tells her to get someplace safe and hide. He says, close the bathroom door. And that way the intruder would think she was in the bathroom, which he did. And he broke in the door to get after her because he's trying to kill her because he knows that she saw him kill her aunt and her uncle. And I think he had a partner with him, if I'm not mistaken. And so she's hiding and they call the police. And just as the flashlight shines in her face, she realizes it's the police officer coming to save her. So whoever it was after her, they've left. Oh, but they're going to keep coming because they know that she saw them. And so they're going to have to get rid of her. So honey, y'all got to get into that series if you haven't already started watching it. Let me know if you've already started watching or if you watched the whole first season and let me know what you think, because right now I am hooked and I'm loving it. So let's jump into today's topic. Y'all, today's topic is don't run from chaos. I'm loving it. Don't run from chaos. And if I have to give it a subtitle, I would say stand still and let the chaos run from you. Come on, somebody. So I have quotes by Bishop T.D. Jakes and Les Brown, and I cannot wait to dive in and share them with you. So Bishop T.D. Jakes says, I don't care who you are. I don't care what title you hold. I don't care what position you're in. I don't care what it looks like to people. This is not about people. This is about your life. Don't quit. That right there was your shouting moment and you missed it. That was your shouting moment. And guess what? We can pass the collection plate, give the benediction, and go on home just on that note. Because we have to stop worrying about what it looks like to other people. We have to stop worrying about what other people are going to think. And we have to stop quitting, because a lot of times you all quit because you're so worried about what somebody's going to say or what somebody thinks. Who cares? This is about you. It doesn't matter, like he said, it doesn't matter what your title is, doesn't matter your position or any of that stuff. It is about you. So stop quitting because you're worried about what other people are going to think and what they're going to say. That's none of your business, because people are going to talk anyway. You cannot stop people from talking. They are going to talk, period. And then he says, don't give up. Oh, I don't know who this was an unknown person that said, don't give up. You have to get up. That'll shout you right there too. I need y'all to stop giving up, and I need you to start getting up. Stand up, square your shoulders, and look that thing in the eye and say, I will not quit. I am in this for the long haul. I am determined that I'm going to win. I'm not going to quit, and there's nothing that you can do to make me. I'm telling you, you tell yourself that whenever a problem arises, honey, and you're going to go far in life. This next quote is by Bishop Jakes, and he says, in the chaos is an opportunity. I need to say that one more again, because somebody in the back of the room, you didn't hear me. In the chaos is an opportunity. So always remember that when you experience chaos in your life, honey, there's an opportunity in there somewhere. You just have to keep an open mind, and you'll see it. It is the chaos of the time that creates the conqueror in the man. That's another shouting moment. It is the chaos of the time that creates the conqueror in the man. I'm going to say, or the woman. Those exceptional people who are uncomfortable with the time rise to the challenge because they refused to allow the chaos around them to determine the conqueror within them. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but you've got to refuse to allow the chaos that's going on around you to determine the conqueror that's within you. See, there's something in you that's much bigger than whatever that chaotic situation is that you're dealing with. You do know that, right? And if you didn't, I'm telling you, there really is. There is something bigger in you that's much bigger than that chaos that you're trying to deal with. And it doesn't matter what it is, be it family issues, financial issues, job issues, it doesn't matter. That thing that's inside of you is much bigger than what you're dealing with. So people who resist the toll to go down and stand fiercely in spite of opposition and say, I'm going to do it anyway. Whenever the odds look like they are stacked against you, I need you again to square your shoulders, look yourself in the mirror, look in your own eyes and say, I'm going to do it anyway. Sometimes you have to look in the eyes of someone else and say, I'm going to do it anyway, especially when people try to come and tell you that you can't do something, or they try to discourage you. You look them in the eye, you say, I'm going to do it anyway. And let them think what they're going to think, and you go out there and do the daggone thing. And this next quote is by Les Brown, and he says, you're going to have people to do things to you. Things are going to happen to you, and the most important thing to do is to harness your will and let it go and move so you can grow, so you can get on with your life. He says it doesn't matter about what happens to you. What matters is what are you going to do about it. That's another shouting moment. It doesn't matter what happens to you. The question is, what are you going to do about it? I mean, really, what are you going to do about it? That job that you're on, they decided they don't want you there anymore. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to ball up in the corner and cry? You shouldn't. Get your resume updated and start looking for employment elsewhere. Or better yet, start your own business. Come on now. You don't have to stay down just because somebody tried to put you in this box. You don't have to stay in it. What are you going to do? You're in a relationship and you find out that the person that you love more than life itself can't seem to be faithful to you. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to stay and let this person clown you and make you look like a big fool for staying? No. Hopefully you're going to pack up your things and say, look, enough is enough. I'm done. So again, remember, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter about what happens to you. What matters is, what are you going to do about it? So this next quote is by Bishop T.D. Jakes. He says, you don't like where you are, don't worry about it. It's just a step. Y'all, this section right here is going to really shout you. This is going to shout you. So let me start again. You don't like where you are, don't worry about it. It's just a step. You don't like how you feel right now, stop crying. It's just a step. Why are you up all night over a step? Why would you be weeping and worrying over one step in the whole topography of your life? You can't judge your life by where you are in this moment. Do you not know that where you are will pass? Wherever you are right now in your life, it will pass. So if you are in the worst season of your life, stop worrying about it, because it will pass. If you have a child that's acting out, don't worry about that, because that'll pass. They're going to come to their senses. It may not happen when you want it to happen, but they will. If you are in a financial crisis right now, don't you worry about that, because it will pass. If you are in a situation where you're job hunting and that job hasn't come through yet, don't you worry about that, because it will pass. And guess what? God is going to take care of you. That much I do know. He's going to take care of you. He's going to keep you, and he will make it such that you are not wanting for anything. He's going to place people in your life that are going to bless you over and beyond what you could ask or think. I just need you to not worry about it. Pray about it, but don't worry about it. All right, I'm sorry, where was it? You can't judge your life by where you are in the moment. And then he says, what you're worried about will pass. Don't you understand that one day you're going to look back and laugh at the thing that kept you up all night? Do you understand that it's not nearly as major as you thought it was? You can't live without, he says you can live without your house. Come on now. You can live without your phone. Well, I don't know, some of y'all are so attached to their phone, but you can live without your phone. You can live without your friend. You can live without your car. You can live without your husband. You can live without your wife. And what he's driving home is that one of these days you're going to sit back and you're going to laugh at whatever that thing is that you're going through. And even if you're not going through anything right now, because I know some of y'all think, well, like, not me, I ain't going through nothing. Okay, well, maybe not right now, but eventually you will, because guess what? It's life. That's not me being negative. It's not wishing anything bad on you. It is life. We all go through seasons. Period. End of sentence. I don't care who you are, where you live, what your job title is, or who you know outside of Jesus. We all go through something. It's just a test. And what did I tell you all before? That test will give you a testimony. Come on, somebody. So that thing didn't come to hurt you. It came to teach you something, but it also came to give you a testimony that you can now share with somebody else. But I love it when he says that one of these days you're going to sit back and you're going to laugh at that thing that kept you up all night. And you're going to laugh and say, Lord, now why in the world did I let that thing bother me? I know God's got me. I don't have any reason to doubt him, because I know too much about him. But I let that thing keep me up all night, and you can sit back and laugh and say, child, you know what, that was so foolish of me, because I knew God was going to make a way. Y'all, that's powerful. Next quote, Les Brown. He said, there's more in you right now that's being reflected by your life right now. Your life is not a true reflection of your potential. I'm going to say it again. Your life is not a true reflection of your potential. So again, you may not be where you want to be. Things may not be falling into place right now, but it's not a reflection of your potential. See, God knows what your potential is. I believe that we all have potential, and you have the potential to grow from where you are right now. I just need you to believe it. I need you to understand it, and I need you to keep reminding yourself of that. You've got to believe. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to stand up. You can't punk out now. You can't fold now. It's not there to stop you. It's only there to challenge you. So again, whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever it is that you're going through, it's not there to stop you. One thing that I do know is that God does not wake up every day and say, let me see how I can block Michelle. Let me see how I can block Susie, how I can block Trish, how I can block John or Joseph or Carl or whoever. He doesn't do that. That thing that he puts in your path, it's there to challenge you. Because some of you all, let's just keep it all the way real. I don't know who I'm talking to, but some of you all, you only take challenges with things that you know that you can succeed at. If it's outside of your scope of being able to do it, you're not going to do it. And that's why God has to put you in positions where he has to challenge you, because he knows that you're not going to do it yourself. I've shared with you all before, it's just like going to a competition. My opening lift, be it on the squat, the bench, or the deadlift, that opening lift, that first attempt, is a weight that my coach knows that I can get in my sleep. He knows that I can get it. The second, good Lord, flying down the street, the second attempt is going to push me just a little bit more, but he knows I can get it. Now that third attempt, that's where we're going to really reach. We are reaching on that third attempt. I'm going to have to really put out for that third attempt. But he believes that I can get it. That's why he's giving it to me. And I trust in him. I trust his judgment. So I know that he's not going to give me something that's going to hurt me. But he knows that if I dig deep, I can get it. But it's about trusting and believing. Y'all, that's powerful. Where did I leave off? Because I got sidetracked. Oh, he says, you want to grow through it. Tough times never last, but tough people do. Tough times, because if you think back over your life to some times that you had some tough times, and you look at where you are right now, you say, wow, you know what? Michelle is right. Because I can remember back when I was going through ABCXYZ, but look at me now. Some of y'all, and again, I'm not judging anybody, but some of you all grew up in some of the worst neighborhoods where you live, and you didn't have much, but you were thankful for whatever you had. And now you're living in this big old $500,000 home. You're driving these expensive cars, and you say, wow, you know what? I can look back over my life and say, I come from very humble beginnings, but look at me now. Tough times never last, but tough people do. He says, you're going through hell. Don't stop. Keep moving. You keep on swinging, and the universe will yield to you. So as you go through your own personal hell, honey, don't you give up. Don't you give up. Don't you look back. You keep looking forward. You keep moving forward, and the universe will yield to you. See, one thing I do know, let me tell y'all this real quick before I share the last quote with you. And did I say that last quote was by Les Brown? But one thing I do know is that the devil knows how to play with our minds. And some of y'all, he has your mind real good. He's got it wrapped up in the palm of his hands. And y'all play right on into his little game. He gets you sidetracked into believing, oh, you'll never be like Susie over there. Look at her. She's got everything. You'll never have any of that. And eventually you'll start to believe it. And so you're not going to strive for anything more, because the devil done got in your mind, told you you're not going to have more anyway, so why bother? But what I need you all to do is to keep swinging. I need you to keep swinging. I need you to give that right hook and give that left hook. Give that uppercut if you have to, but keep swinging, because eventually the universe will yield to you. When I say keep swinging, I'm not talking about physically now, unless you have to, but I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about mentally. Last quote is by Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he says, energy is measured by motion. That's why the devil wants you to sit, shut up, and feel sorry for yourself and try to play on your mind. But just when he thinks he's got you down, you ought to shock him and press on. I was just talking about that. When the devil thinks he's got you down right where he wants you, you need to shock him and press on. Let me say this too while I'm thinking about it. Have you ever noticed that the devil doesn't bother people that don't want much out of life? The devil doesn't bother people that don't They're not thinking about doing anything more. You know why? Because they're not doing anything. They're all right where they are, and he's fine where they are too. Now let them start to live up to their full potential. Oh, and honey, he's coming for them. The devil only messes with people that he knows that are following what God has told them to do, or those people that are trying to live better and do better. Those are the ones he messes with. But if you're sitting over there and you're content where you are, honey, he has no reason to mess with you. For what? Because he knows you don't want much out of life. So he has no reason to bother you. But you start going after your goals and your dreams, oh, and honey, the devil will come in and try to mess that up so quick and get you sidetracked. And I'm going to tell you this, sometimes the devil can come in the form of family and friends, co-workers, neighbors. So you have to be very careful about when you're trying to do some great things and you have those people trying to encourage you not to. Oh, honey, don't do that, because it's never going to pan out. There are other people already doing that. So why would you want to do your videos on motivational topics? There are other motivators out there. Okay, and they don't do it the way I do it. I don't do it the way they do it, because everybody puts their own spin on things. We can all take the same topic and talk about it, but we're going to come at it from a different angle. So don't let anybody try to discourage you from doing anything. So I'm sorry, I digress. And he says, but just, it is worth it. Is it worth it? Yes. Is your life worth it? Yes. So he says, but just when he thinks he's got you down, you ought to shock him and press on. And then he asks the question, is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it to keep pushing forward. Is your life worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is why quitting is never and should never be an option for you or for me or any of us, because your life is worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it to keep pushing forward. I digress. That was by Les Brown. Here's your last quote, and I'm going to let you be. He says, you got just enough strength left. You got just enough time left. You got just enough energy left. Don't run from the chaos. Stand still and let the chaos run from you. Y'all, that's your shouting moment right there. That almost floored me. Oh, I love it. He said, don't run from your chaos. Stand still and let your chaos run from you. That reminds me, one time I was watching a video of Bishop Eddie Long, may God rest his soul, who's deceased now, and he was preaching. And he said, you know how sometimes in your dream, you're dreaming and you find yourself running and you're running and you're running. I don't know about you all, but I've experienced this many times in my life where I spend the whole dream running. And when I wake up, I have no idea what I was running from. No idea at all. He said, when that happens, he said, I want you to stop running. He said, I want you to stand still. He said, I want you to turn around and face whatever that thing is that's chasing you. Now, that's easier said than done, because for some reason it doesn't always work that way in a dream. And thank God I haven't had that dream in a long time. But I used to have dreams like that every now and then, where I was just running. And I mean, honey, I was running. I'm not a runner at all, but I was just running and running. Every now and then I'd have to stop, catch my breath, wipe the sweat, and I'd keep on running. But I had no idea what I was running from. It's the same concept. Stop running from your chaos. Stand still, turn around, and face it so that the chaos is running from you. You turn around and you let that chaos know, look, I'm not running anymore. Cross your arms and you say, I'm not running anymore. What's up? What you trying to do? Because I'm not running anymore. And that's when your chaos goes, whoa, 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 wait a minute now. I don't want no problems. See, the chaos is all right as long as you're running, because then the chaos is in control. But at the moment you say, you know what, I'm not running anymore, and you stand up, it's just like the bully. You stand up to that bully, guess what? The bully's going to leave you alone. Because, see, the bully knew that he or she had you right there in the palm of their hands, and they could bully you and make you jump through hoops. But when you turn around and you let that bully know, look, I'm not here for this anymore, then the bully has to back down, because see, they're not sure how to take things. They don't know if you can really fight or not. They come off as the big bad wolf, but chances are they're not. Stand up to them and see what happens. Y'all, that's it. That's all I have. Again, today's topic is don't run from the chaos. Subtitle, stand still. Let the chaos run from you. That is powerful. That is powerful. And hopefully something I said resonates with you and helps you as you move through the rest of this weekend, next week, next month, next year, and the rest of your life. Stop running from chaos. Stop quitting. Stop giving up. Stop not believing in yourself. I tell you all the time that I love you and I believe in you because I do. I don't say it because I don't have anything else better to say, because I do, but I say it because I do believe in you. I do love you all, and I do want each and every one of you to succeed in whatever area of your life that you are looking for success. But you cannot do it if you give up every time chaos rears its ugly little head. You've got to stare that thing down and say, okay, you know what? I'm tired of running. What's up? What you trying to do? And watch that thing back off. It's going to say, nope, I don't want any problems. Going on with your life. That's just like somebody that gets you wrong and they think they can talk to you sideways out of their mouth, and you have to let them know, that's not acceptable. You may do it with other people, but you're not going to do it with me. And when you let them know where you're coming from, you notice how they back off and they leave you alone? That's because you stood up for yourself. And I want you all to do the same thing. Stop running. It's time to stop running and start facing your fears, facing whatever that thing is, because you have what it takes to face it and to succeed at whatever it is that you want to do. If you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I do car conversations every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. These car conversations are meant to motivate you, to encourage you, to speak life into you. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. Go out there, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great rest of the weekend. Have a happy Easter Sunday, because I probably will not be doing a vlog of any kind tomorrow. I'm thinking about doing my cooking video tomorrow. We'll see. I am thinking about doing that. So if I do, you'll see it. If not, it'll be one day during this week. But go out there, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe. Wherever you go, y'all know what I told you the other day. If you're going out someplace, don't you come home with nobody that you didn't leave with. If you came out by yourself, you go home by yourself, okay? We live in such a crazy world with some crazy people that will not hesitate to hurt you at the drop of a dime. So just be careful of your surroundings. Make sure you're hanging out with the right people, because everybody you hang out with does not have your best interest at heart. So be careful who you hang around with. Again, you know the drill, you know the spiel. I love you all to the moon and back, and there's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that you can ever do about it, because that will never change. I love you all so much, and I want to see you succeed. As always, if you need somebody to talk to, please always feel free to reach out to me. Let's talk. Let's see what we can do to get you on track, because I want you to be successful. I know you can do it. I believe that you can do it. I just need you to believe it. So until Monday, take care.